have you?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, last time we had like one little microphone, man.
Yeah.
We was out here like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learning. We
Right
are
when you get
learning.
the setup.
What is up, Internet? I'm here with Ryan Suggs, Tall Jesus, Skinny Jesus, Scarecrow Jesus, believes in God and fairy tale creatures, and other good positive things in the world. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. What you been up to, man? You said earlier work's kind of rough lately. How rough? How so?
Oh man, just draining. Being on that shift ain't too fun, but
What are your thoughts on
job's
night
a
shift
job.
now that you're working it?
I've honestly worked it my whole life, so
Good God,
it's
man. Hey, cut that down a little bit, please.
it's kind of the
Kata.
norm.
Cut it down a little bit. But so all your life you just work third shift, but like it sucks. So why do you keep doing third shift?
It's just what I always get put on, man.
No, you can find first or second. Don't do second. Second's almost the end of your life.
Yeah, that's kind of in the middle and all.
At least third, you can, I can go do some stuff. You get the weekend, but second, man, second's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna jump like right into the meat of it.
Yeah.
But how many times has Dog the Bounty Hunter's kid broke into your house?
Oh man. Well, it wasn't him this last time.
Okay.
The time that I fought
Yeah.
that dude or whatever, but the first time he tried, he was the one who came the first time that they was looking for him. That was like back in probably about May.
Now, which kid is what's Dog's kid's name?
Leland.
Leon what?
Leland.
Leland? It is Leland?
Leland Chapman.
So he like fights people too, right? Is that the hair slick back guy? Or
yeah,
no?
the ponytail.
Why is he here?
I don't know, man. Like I think he has a bonding company down in Huntsville.
Oh my gosh.
So, in this area, all the meth and all that,
You're gonna have people getting arrested.
Yep. And using bonding companies.
Yeah.
So.
I think as far as bonding companies go around here, I've had to be bonded out of jail like one time.
Yeah, I ain't never had a problem with any of them.
No, most of them seem nice. Connie, remember Connie?
Mm-hmm.
Connie Rowell, so nice. I think it's Rowell. I might be wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
She's such a sweet lady.
Mm-hmm.
She looks mean. Looks like she'd be mean as hell, but she's
I bet she can be.
Oh yeah,
given the situation.
She's never been mean to me. Nothing. Bless her kids, man. She's had it pretty rough the last few years. Lost some kids and stuff.
Oh Lord.
And and I used to train her son Joey. You know what they called Joey?
What?
You know what his fight nickname was?
What?
His whole name was Joey Morris, but his fight nickname was the Holocaust. He had and it came out of nowhere, and it only got ran one time. It got ran one time, and the one time he ran that nickname, Jake was the coach at the time. Jake didn't know it was going to happen. We went down to Florida, for a Sammy Collingwood show. It was the not the AFC, it was UCF is what they called it. Now, if you Google that, it's a football team.
Oh yeah.
But if you dig far enough, you'll find really shit videos of me. Pretty shit videos, but good fights of other people. They got a lot of old stuff, man. Sammy's been around.
Classics.
Yeah. Neil fought Devin Adams there. A time. That's where Neil came up at. And it's crazy seeing Neil now because Neil he can speak good and everything, but he ain't the same fighter, man. I watched him be able to carry rounds. He fought a guy that's in the UFC right now, knocking people stiff. He was a bad cat. And what they did was they fed him to dogs all the time because he didn't say no. He didn't have a support system saying, hey, say no. They didn't do it, man. So now, and he actually ended up almost breaking his ankle at the last show he fought for me. And I love him. I love him, man, like a brother. He's like, man, I'm ready to get on your show again. And I was like, no.
You need to be.
No, you're not getting to train. You're my brother, you're my friend. I'm not doing it. I said, I'll watch you anytime, but nah, man. Just because, I've seen him fight really good people, and just to see it happen, man, it's nah, man. They ran you through the ringer because you didn't have nobody telling you no. Now, if all of a sudden he's on the mats and busting his shit, and all of a sudden we see a highlight video of him putting people out, yeah, man, we got you.
Son.
But right now, no, because he's for a minute he was 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. Now he's it's upside down. Now it's it's bad.
That's what happens when you do that to your body, though.
Yeah. They was rough on him, but you'll see that. And we went down there, and this was a night when we all fought I can't remember. Joey fought there a time or two. I don't think he lost this night, but he might have because he fought a guy from Team Titan. I'm pretty sure. Team Titan was all these guys: Bobby Ledkins, Levi Raymer, a whole bunch of good young kids that were really like doing real MMA before all of us were. My first coach was our announcer, Jake. Right? Jake's a good martial artist. He does taekwondo and stuff, but it wasn't like what they were doing. They were already biking. They were already doing crazy jiu-jitsu rounds. They were maybe not beating each other up sparring, but they had everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, we go out and everybody's like, "What's your nickname?" And Joey's like, "The Holocaust," or someone said that for him. And literally on the back of his head, man, it was a swastika right here.
Oh my god!
Straight swastika. And the announcer, Joey, the Holocaust, Morris, and like I didn't know at the time what that meant.
Yeah, you.
I was 14 years old, probably 15.
He's like, that sounds badass.
That sounds terrible. It sounds awful, man. It sounds mean. What does that mean? And no one ever told me. So we get to the end of his fight. I don't remember if he won or lost. I think he won. But Jake goes, hey, man, we're never going to run that again. We're not going to do that nickname ever again. Because Jake didn't know. Jake didn't have any say in it.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of the spur. And I think I can see Jake sitting cage side going, what the hell did they just say? What is that? And now that I know, the Holocaust was a horrible death for a whole lot of Jewish people in the world, dude, that's awful. And shouldn't have never happened.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no commission at the time though. I fought my first fight. I was like 15. I fought a 32-year-old man named Justin Suggs.
What?
Yeah, man. No shit. I think we had to get blood work. I think. But I don't remember.
So it was back in the.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was in nothing at all going on. And again, he was 30. I was 15.
Weren't they having some big shows in South Alabama? Like
that was Sammy and them, man. That was Sammy and them. They were pumping them out, man. They were pumping them out. Around here had some. It was bigger near the beaches in Montgomery and stuff like that. But if you could, anybody could do it. It was crazy. Now no one can afford it. Everybody's like, well, man, I ain't got no money. That's why I'm not doing it. The commission guy called me. He was like, hey, man, are you gonna do that show? And like he's been asking for it. He's very nice. He's much better than the old group.
Oh, sure. I remember him. The guy.
Yes, he's awesome. Much
guy.
better. Yeah. And I was like, I ain't got no money, man. I sent him the budget. It's like $13,000. And then I said, oh yeah, but that's not advertisement. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's not this. That's not this. So it added up like 15.9 or something crazy. And I'm sure like someone can do it, but even rich people, what do rich people do good? They make money, right? If it don't make money, what are they gonna do? You
gotta go somewhere else.
No, man, can't do it.
You gotta put your money where you're making money.
The platform's 100% there. It is. It's a good platform. But if you're not making money, even a rich person's gonna go, nope, it don't do anything for me. They might get a big pump up and have big chests for a show or two, or maybe even 3 or 4. But eventually they're gonna go, no, man.
People like us can't afford to, take any risk like that.
No, I risk and spend a lot of money, and I just don't got I ain't got no more to spend. And it was pretty wild. So
you put a shit ton into it. I mean,
a lot of money, a lot of time, effort. I went bald. I'm like balding now. I got like this huge LeBron James, John Cena looking bald spot, man. And I'm 30.
You made a wave though, man.
We did. We was biting at their neck for a minute. If we had just got like a Fertitta brother on board with like millions of dollars, shit, everybody'd have been in trouble. And then Dana bought us, but we didn't have it like that. And then this is the Bible Belt. Why do you think it's so hard to find sponsors for fighting in the Bible Belt?
I don't know, because everybody seems to like to fight for Jesus. So.
Yeah, everybody's fighting for Jesus. I mean, are you going to hop on that? What do you mean? What are you insinuating?
Oh no, I wasn't insinuating. I was just
everybody does seem like God told me to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So
So if God is telling people to go fight people, that's one thing. Now, Chael Sonnen always said God and Jesus probably don't give 2 rips whether or not you win that fight half naked in front of a bunch of drunk people.
No, because it ain't really for any type of cause or anything. Really.
No, I think
it's self-serving.
Yeah, it's for you. I think realistically, God and Jesus probably, and I've always thought this. I've always said, I've never prayed to God to win.
Yeah.
Ever, because God's like, dude, I don't.
Yeah.
I always pray to Him.
We got a lot of shit over here. There's people getting bombed over here.
Yeah, kids with cancer, stuff like that. Yeah. So I would say, when I would pray before fights, I would say, please just let me be tough.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna lose, man. Yeah, if I'm gonna lose, man, let's make it look, because it's so hard to go. I want to bleed everywhere.
And that's
and that's hard to do, man.
And that brings a spiritual aspect to it too, man. Because I like adding the philosophy of life to the philosophy of fighting, and like kind of, put them together and make them work, because you need discipline, and I don't have it right now.
Same.
But that's what I'm trying to, get. And honestly, hitting the bags, hitting the mitts, anything, keep
Showing up,
dedicated,
it's all hard, man.
It is, man.
And I get a little mad at a lot of them. I do. I swear I do.
I know you've been pissed at me before.
Man, everybody, because it's like there ain't. As far as where we're at, Jeff was the best we ever had, and people didn't show up for Jeff. Now Jeff's gone.
Yeah.
All right, so I would say, as far as teaching kickboxing, I'm second best.
Yeah.
Here,
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm out the door, dog. So it's like I ain't even mad no more. I just kept getting aggravated that people wasn't showing up, and finally I was just like, well, look, I think about it all day. What am I going to teach? I worry about the bills every month.
Yeah.
No,
dude.
man, I ain't going to do that no more. I got 4 kids. I got wife. And the thing is, I can do the podcast almost mindlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I can do
easy setup.
Go and do the interviews like we did for the wrestling show.
Dude.
Almost mindlessly. Almost just kicking it. I got a good crew that goes with me. I got cool people. We're all going to do some cool stuff. And it's just never a hard time. It's just, Tyler told me, because I was talking to him, and you can pull that. There's a lot of strings.
Yeah.
I was talking to Tyler, and Tyler said, well, Sam, you got to do something where you don't got to worry about a lot of people. Because when I fight, if you've got 16 fights, that's 32 fighters. Right? That's 32 people you're worried about blood work, licensing, etc.
True.
But then you got 2 coaches each. Right? So that's almost 100 people now. Then you got to worry about the commission people, which is, 10 more people. Then you got to worry about refs. Then you got to worry about, and if you, this here, if you need to turn it up or down, you can.
Oh.
And they'll pop up in your ear. Yeah, we're in the future now, boss.
We're in the future. So
and it just,
there we go.
It just, it's just so many people to worry about. If I want to put together a comedy show, 10 people.
Exactly.
10 people.
Yes.
If I want to put together a music show, 10 people. Or more, depending on how much you want to book. But
you can always get back in the fight in the future.
Yeah,
like,
if I would have to get
end all right now.
Well, right now, God said, Sam, leave it alone.
Exactly.
And I know everything cool that we did with it. Every single thing cool. I believe in God 100,000,000%. Some people don't.
Good. Well,
I know every cool thing that I did was God saying, here, you can do this right quick. Do this right quick. And okay, cool. I didn't have to go out there and preach to people about it because I ain't really cut out to preach to people.
Exactly.
God did tell me I'm going to preach a little bit this year because God snatched by my neck a little bit. Yeah, he scruffed me up. But what I'm not going to do is go out here and preach to people, say one thing and do another.
Exactly. Can't be a hypocrite.
I'm not going to say God changed my life, made me better and all that. Yeah, man, he changed it.
Doing the same shit you was before.
No, you're robbing people or something. What are you talking about?
That's a scam. That's called grifting.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Tate shit.
No, I can't do it. Now, what about Andrew Tate? What do you mean? Don't you think he's saying some good or all bad?
No, I think he's got a lot. He's got some good points that people like to ignore, but him as a person,
he kind of seems like an ass.
He's arrogant, self-serving.
Well, he said something about being rich one day. He's like, I'm rich, you're all poor.
Yeah.
Like, well, dude, now we want you to get knocked out by Jake Paul. We were the only people rooting for you at all.
Yeah. Now you just Jake's kind of sounding like a pretty good.
All that was rooting for you was poor white kids, poor white people. And like you just shot it out. We're out. We're not in it no more. Now you got nobody.
His brother posted on Twitter that the only people that reached out to him was the Muslim community.
Oh God.
The Christians didn't reach out to him.
About what?
So I guess now he's going to turn Muslim. No,
reach out about what?
His sex trafficking shit.
Well, that didn't happen, right? He wasn't sex trafficking.
I don't know. It's kind of sound like it was, but I don't pay attention to it.
Well,
I just catch it in tweets here and there.
I see here and there.
And you gotta read between the lines.
Him and Greta Thunberg got into it.
You got people on both sides, they extremes on both ends.
Why do you think sex trafficking has happened so much? Why is it so prevalent in 2023? Has it just always been happening?
No, it's always been happening.
No one said anything?
Yeah, nobody said anything. I mean, the world changes, and now really these days people are just doing it to be woke or whatever,
Talking about it.
Yeah, just pretend like they have some type of virtuous morality.
I'm not a bad person.
Yeah.
No.
Let me care about this cause or whatever. But no, it's been happening for obviously Epstein back in 2005. That's when the investigation started.
Yeah. So
he was doing it through the 80s and 90s. I mean, so nobody said anything that whole time.
There's actually
silence. Actually,
there's that. So speaking of the silence, I think I sent you a picture a while back of a pretty prominent Mexican restaurant owner in the area, or did I not send you that?
No, I don't think you did.
There's a pretty fairly large Mexican restaurant in the area. A few of them. I ain't gonna say any names because it ain't my business. But 100% listed as a sexual offender. It was like you'd have to.
You did send me that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I can't remember if it's sodomy or what, but it's 100%
I remember
registered. It has to be registered. And then if you look further into it, there's another person in like the funeral home community that was also has a 100% registered offense.
And people are just sweeping it under the
It
rug.
was swept under the rug. He paid like $1,000, and then it was swept away, man.
What about them boys up there? Right
Them
up
teachers?
there? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean-
for like a day or two, big news, man. All of a sudden, nothing. All
And
of a
then they
sudden,
try
just
to
nothing.
blame their childhood. And
No, you don't get to do it.
that's
You don't get to
no
do that.
excuse, man.
I had bad stuff happen to me in
exactly,
childhood,
me too, and that's no excuse.
and
man.
once you're an adult, you need to kind of, man, you better figure it out.
Well, I ain't really read the Bible, but I always hear like Christians and stuff talk about age of accountability and everything. And
Yeah.
once you become aware of things being wrong, you're accountable for that shit.
It took me a long time. So I didn't even realize I was 30. I'm 29, but I didn't realize I was 30 until I went to Nashville. Me and my brother, Cole, and a couple other people went to Nashville to interview people.
Yeah.
To learn to interview people.
Yeah.
All that footage was shot because I didn't know how to use the camera yet. So I stuck the aux cord into the audio one, so it didn't pick up anything except camera audio. That camera audio is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But now we've got like the fluff ball. We've got a wireless mic. I just didn't know what I was plugging
got
up.
to set up. So.
We interviewed a guy that was like the Vatican is the seat of Satan, and he had like signs on the side of the road,
You can find them.
and it was a good interview.
Go to DC, man. We
Go
need
to Washington.
Yes,
It's such
we
a
need to
trip.
go
We
to
got to
DC.
fly.
No, you drive up there.
How far? Like 12 hours.
That's like 8 or 9 hours.
Good God, that's a drive though.
It's
I would.
fun. It's wild.
What's
You
in
see these
When'd you go to DC? Well, you see what, and then when'd you go?
we went maybe back when I was like 24 or something. It was about 7 years ago. We went up there for one of the little Million Mass marches. We didn't really know what it was. We just wanted to be, wanted to experience something.
See what's going on.
Yeah. So we went up there, and man, there was a bunch of people, like 20,000 people there, and
Some people interviewing, some people getting footage.
and
yeah.
mostly people just protesting, and we closed down the streets and walked through the streets and all that, and
Good God.
you saw people walking by, like I don't know, like you could just tell they was fucking unhappy, like you could tell, man, their soul was fucking
Unhappy about
gone.
what?
Life, man.
Oh man.
Just the grind of keeping the machine running.
I gotta work this job.
Yeah, that I chose to work. But yeah, it was wild, man. And then on our way back, I guess we inspired this Vietnamese lady, because she was standing in the middle of the street butt naked with like school bus of freaking kids there to for a field trip.
Son of never even seen a titty before.
Yeah. And,
Wow.
and this lady was not the titty you want to see either.
Oh, no.
And she was just sitting there yelling, "Freedom, freedom!" And I was like, well, we pumped some people up. At least we inspired some, you know. But speaking of the people with the signs, like there was people there with like signs that said, chemtrails killed my grandpa and all this and all that. Just wild conspiracy stuff. Perfect content to go.
I think that would be so. Vicky, can I go to DC? Cool. Do you want to go? Why?
It's a fun time.
It's a fun time. We'll make a little family trip out of it.
Yeah,
We'll go.
historical, everything, man.
We can make it like a 2-day trip.
Yeah,
We're gonna start homeschooling
exactly.
the kids.
Oh,
We're
good.
over it. We're done.
Good.
We're gonna start. I think Jimmy Flick has the coolest name in the world. What if your name was Jimmy Flick?
Jimmy Flick.
Yeah, that's his real name.
Just flick that jab out there.
Yeah, it's just a cool name to me. And then, I do want to go to DC. I think that would be very, very, very cool. Speaking of like protesting and your rights and stuff,
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us the story about the Dog the Bounty Hunter's crew breaking into your home.
Oh man.
How many? Tell us beginning to end. Start with the very first time.
I'll start at the very first time was like back last May, June, something like that. I was working at Home Depot at the time, and I was kind of working like a, mixed shift here and there. So I was asleep.
Whatever they needed.
Yeah. So I was asleep, and I heard a knock on the door. People beating on it, and I was like, around the house, you got meth heads walking up and down the streets, and never can tell when somebody's dropping in to bum a cigarette when they're, they're gonna bum like 5 other things too. But so I go to the door and open it, and right when I open it, this dude tries to rush in the door. So I grabbed the handle and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And
this is my house.
Yeah. I was like, "What the hell? You gonna, introduce yourself?" At first, and he kept trying to push in, and then he saw my dad come around the corner. My dad's like big old 300-pound guy.
I ain't never met your dad.
He's a big old boy, and he's a good old boy. He
It's my house.
Yeah, he came around. Well, I'm a mountain man by heart, and I have a lot of old tradition in me, I guess, and that's my grandparents' house.
You're not coming in here.
Yeah, exactly. That's my domain, And what it was is that's after my cousin, and somehow he put our address on the bond that he's on, and didn't have permission to do so.
Oh, he wasn't there.
Exactly. And my name is on the house, so you can't just force your way into a third party house like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't let him come in that time. And I kept thinking, I was like, man, this guy looks familiar. And he finally, we talked about it, and I was like, man, he's gone. If you can't find him around here, he's gone. Like, ain't nobody gonna jump bond on a felony charges and come to the address that they put on their fucking bond.
Not at all.
I mean, my cousin came in third place in the Special Olympics in high school, and he ain't special, but like he ain't stupid enough to come. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't that.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Well, he gave me his card and everything, and he left. And I was like, I know that guy. I looked at his card, and it was, Leland Chapman. And I was like, there's no way that's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
That's Dog's boy.
Yeah. And ended up, sure enough, that was him. And I told them everything I knew the first time, and they knew he wasn't there. Well, about August to September, probably August. Another knock at the door while I was asleep. And,
hard and just like
not polite in any way, obnoxious as hell. And I'm asleep again because now I'm on night shift, so I sleep during the day. And go to the door, and I swing it open real quick. Same thing. Dude tries to come right in without even introducing himself or anything. And I was like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, buddy? I was like, if you're with the same people that came last time, then I'm gonna tell you the same thing. No, you can't come in because you've already tried to force yourself in here.
Yeah,
if you can have some basic decency and respect about it and quit acting like you're above the law, then yeah, you can fucking do whatever, crawl under the fucking house if you want to.
Just be polite.
Yes. Respect my constitutional rights for one, because you don't even have the authority to come in my house.
I'm Dog Bounty Hunter's kid. I'm looking for your cousin. Can I come in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I hate to cut you off real quick. Hang on. There's a little cord right over there on the ground. Looks like it's going to the computer. I gotta plug it up. Yeah.
So I can get it stretched out.
Oh, man,
so
don't
it's
die.
not. No, it's just
okay.
not on very long.
That's good. Just set it down.
There.
All right. That way it don't die on us while you're talking. You comfortable? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Get some leg room. Anyway, so don't let him in because he's rude as hell.
Yeah, rude as hell. Like, and I'm gonna be rude back if you're gonna, be like that. All you gotta do is ask me, man.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty reasonable person, and I recognize that dude that came the second time too, and it was one of those that's on his little show or whatever. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but they need to put the third attempt to come into my house on that little show if they want to, because third time they come, it was November 14th. My grandpa had passed away like 3 days before or something like that, and it was his funeral that day. So I was sleeping in, I was off work. So
extra upset too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sleeping, heavy sleeping apparently, or they didn't knock like they did the previous time. Well, I wake up to somebody yelling in my living room, and shock of everything. I'll just wake up and somebody's in my living room. You never can tell the area, somebody might have broke in, might be fighting my dad. I might need to go in here and help my dad,
Good God.
Well, by the time I get to my doorway, which is only from here to, 10 feet away, I already see two people. Like, I don't have doors in my house because I'm trying to renovate and everything. And I pulled the curtain back, and there's this guy standing right here in front of me. And then there's a guy over to my right. And all I see is two dudes in my house that I don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Just woke up, heat of the moment. I run, I push the fat guy away, and it gave me enough room to feel comfortable with heading toward the door. So I head around this guy, and I thought the guy had a gun, and nothing happened when I came through the doorway. So I thought, well, this guy ain't gonna shoot me. So I pushed him as far away as I could, headed toward the door, and all I hear behind me is, "Motherfucker, you goddamn son of a bitch, you piece of shit, you blah, 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 blah," just yelling obscenities at me. So my flight response kind of shut off, and I went into
this my house.
In the fight. So I get to the doorway and turn around. They're yelling at me. I'm yelling back at them. I'm like, "Motherfucker, you don't think I don't know my fucking rights?" Like, sorry for the language, but I mean, just telling them, how it is. And the main guy was sitting here pointing his taser, gun, whatever, something to intimidate me with at me, saying, I'm gonna shoot you. And I said, shoot me. You're in my house. I didn't invite you in, so shoot me.
And you got the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Too, because I got proof that they knew that I wasn't the guy they was looking for too.
Yeah.
But I turned around and make them get out of my house. Trying to get them out of the house, and they wouldn't go out of the house. And I was like, "You ain't searching this house. You done violated my rights. You're not. You've done away with any type of respect that I have for you. And the guy that he brought with him, I guess his muscle, he thought, kept running his mouth and kept coming at me. And I was like, boy, if you got something to prove, fucking do it. And he came at me. I think he hit me a couple of times, but he came at me. I was just from wrestling, and he came at me, and I grabbed him, clenched him and pulled his head right here and just sunk in a guillotine on him. And I was going to drag him by his neck out the door and throw him off the porch,
Yeah.
And I got to the doorway, and I tripped over the doorway, and so I just fell back. I'm the type of motherfucker that'll pull guard on a home invader.
Yeah.
So I just sink it in, pull, get him in my guard and everything. Somehow he got his hand around and grabbed my nuts, and it was deep. I could have choked him out.
Yeah.
But I was kind of giving him the opportunity to quit. I was like, you done, buddy.
Yeah, I've choked you on your TV show.
Exactly. Stop. But no, he grabbed my balls. So I kind of let let go of my grip on him, on his head, on his neck a little bit, just enough so his eye would get out, and I started gouging his eye because he wouldn't let go of my balls, and I gouged his eye, and he kind of set up, and I, tried to jam my thumb in it again. I said, "You better can let go if you want to keep it," and I was like, "I'm gonna pop that motherfucker out."
And you got skinny fingers, son. You go all the way brain.
And the fat dude that was with him that was running the whole operation,
Oh,
the whole home invasion.
Boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. When I had the boy in the choke, and I'm just sitting here, shoot me, motherfucker, shoot me.
I got you, boy.
Mm-hmm. So finally got up, and fat dude's still talking shit, and I was like, "Buddy, did you not just see what I done to your homie?"
I just whooped your dude.
While you was sitting here trying to threaten to shoot me, like
with a paintball gun.
Yeah, whatever you had. I think it's a taser.
Yeah, it's either a taser or a paintball gun or like a rubber bullet. It's like, dude, you better calm down.
Yep. And so I let him go, after he let go of my balls, and I kicked him off. I stood up, went outside, and got out in the yard just trying to get away from him and everything. And I was still yelling at him, "Get out of my fucking house," because they're still in the doorway. And oh boy, I just choked out. He
cut that down, Kata. Not in here. Go in your bedroom if you want to do that. Go ahead.
He turned at me, and he's laughing. He's like, "You're going to jail, boy." And I was like, "Under what fucking, what under what charges, buddy?" Like,
you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like he's got me or something. And he went to the truck to get some handcuffs. Came back with the handcuffs, trying to handcuff me, trying to kidnap me, and contextually, kidnap me.
Yeah.
And I said, "You better put those motherfuckers away." And I was like, "You're gonna have to fight me if you gonna, I was like, if you want what to happen up there again, then go ahead and try to put these cuffs on me." So he did, and I kind of pushed him back with my forearm like that, hit him in the face, and here he comes swinging.
The fat guy?
No, the fat guy. He had already he was scared shitless. You can see it in his face.
Your buddy, his friend.
Yeah.
The
muscle.
Yeah. Was he jacked?
I mean, he outweighed me by about 30 pounds. So
okay.
He was a bigger boy. And he came at me. He hit me a couple of good times, but I was waiting for that shot,
Yeah.
And he came at me, hit me a couple times, and my car was like right here. So we come back around the front of the car, and he hit me a couple more times, and I came at him, and he maneuvered around the front of my car. So I came at him like that, and came across with because he hit me one good time, and it pissed me off. And I was like, "Well, fuck you then," because now he's on.
Yeah, you're trying to hurt me.
Yeah. So I come in with like it's kind of, it really wasn't a hard shot or nothing, but it's kind of like a lead hook.
Yeah.
And caught him right there, and then he had his hands up like that and went around his guard, and I saw he was about to punch, and he just broke his guard just a little bit, and I sent one straight down the pipe, and broke his guard and knocked him flat on his ass.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got on top of him, and I can't remember if I kneed him in the face or I hit him a few times, but of course, old Fatty was still in port, sitting there watching his boy get
beat up,
get his ass.
Like, y'all signed up as a crew, you better go.
And still sitting there threatening to shoot me, and I was like, "Buddy, fuck you.
You threatened enough. You ain't shooting nobody."
So I let that dude go because he was done. I already knocked him on his ass, and ran in the house and got my phone because they was calling the cops. So I called my dad. And him and my buddy were just right up the road because he went and got my friend, I guess, and they was riding around or whatever. But he got there before the cops got there. And when they got there, the dudes were still, causing a disturbance or whatever. And I was like, "You better fucking stay away from him." But when Dad got there, they moved back and started trying to talk or whatever. And
hey, man, we ain't done nothing wrong. We just came in.
Mm-hmm.
We just came in. Miss, what's your dad's name?
Brian.
Mr. Brian, we just came in trying to do our job.
Exactly.
That ain't it.
And they tried to say that I attacked them, and which, I mean, They didn't even have a body cam on, which
Yeah.
to me that says that they was there for malicious intent
That's
because of the previous times that I didn't let them come in the house.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
it been
I'm
two
saying?
times before.
Yeah, yeah. And my dad and my friend both heard the guy that attacked me, heard him say that he had been there before. So he already knew that I wasn't
Wasn't the right
my
guy.
cousin. So he was there to instigate the whole situation. That's what he did. And
Got his ass whooped.
got his ass whooped. And Mutt the bounty hunter better put that shit on the show.
Yeah, it should be on TV.
Mhm.
So Leland's boy, this cat that Leland's probably got on the mats, man, all the time, putting him through his paces.
Probably not,
You don't
because no, he's not competent, man.
But all I'm saying is,
If
like,
I could beat his ass,
well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Leland's not competent. Maybe Leland's not. I don't know what his background is. His
I don't either, really, man. And I hate to talk shit about him personally, but he's the one who sends these people out to do these things, and they're not doing it right. They're not getting any type of information. If they would at least went to the courthouse and worked with local law enforcement, they would have known that I own the house. One,
Yeah.
I'm a third party to all this shit.
Yeah.
Can't just come from the fucking house.
No.
And I've read a bunch of the laws, and it says that they got to work with local law enforcement to even, come up through there and do shit like that, And I don't know, just the whole their whole little group. It just sounds like they want to be little thugs. Is what it sounds like.
That's not a good look. Someone told me recently that he works at the jail. That Dog the Bounty Hunter's kid works at the jail.
Really?
I think it was probably more like you said. It probably was more him. Can you be a bounty hunter and work at the jail? Is that a thing? Can you work for?
I'm sure. That, I mean,
so it's either that or
he's probably got some type of license.
It's either that or they probably just
send him out to find people.
Yeah, I could see that. But what I mean is, like, if they're not gonna, what are the rules as far as just going into someone's house? Did they kick in your door?
I was asleep, man.
Was the door broke?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay, they should have fixed that. That should be.
My door was. Let me add this.
That should be
my
on their
door was
dime.
already broke.
Okay, from what?
But just it's old, man. I ain't fixing it in a while. My house is
I'm saying
apart.
But it'll shut and lock.
Yeah, it was shut and locked. All they had to do was, say that it was locked. And they just came right in.
Did they kick it open now?
I don't know.
I mean, could you shut it and lock it still now?
You can, but when you try to, you can just push it now and it
just opens. Now they probably kicked in a door they didn't have any idea about, and then just came in bugging. Hey man, we're here.
And that's complete speculation or whatever.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be. They should.
Either way, they were in my house uninvited.
Yeah.
While I was asleep, and to me that was traumatizing the hell. Because home invasion.
Can I go to sleep?
Yeah, exactly, and it messed with me for a couple months, and I've had my thumb issue. My thumb still ain't good. I don't know what. I guess it's from gouging that dude's
Probably
eye.
from gouging. That's an injury caused by him. He should have to pay for that too.
That's the way I feel about it too, because all I wanted was an apology, simple apology, man, just to show that you have some type of fucking integrity.
Or just be cordial. Hey, can I come in?
Yeah.
Just be an adult.
Yeah, come knock on the door like a normal fucking person and ask to come in to my house, and you can search, like I said, anywhere you want to, but you come up there like you're above the law, or
Well, Leland tried to push his way in first too.
Exactly.
He didn't not say, "Hey, I'm so and so with the blah blah." Because even police, when they come to your house, knock, the DeKalb County Police,
they tell you why they're there.
We need to come in. We need to see your buddy, etc.
They tell you why they're there.
Now, if you say no, that's one thing, but that's a bounty hunting service.
Yeah, he's got a warrant to search for. My cousin has a warrant out on him. He don't have a warrant to search my house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but you have to have a separate warrant from a judge to go in somebody's house. Cops have to. You know what I'm saying? Cops can't just come in your house like that.
No.
So
we need to set up a fight between you and the guy that you fought. And I think
I'm down with that.
I think that would be awesome. Maybe not me because I'm not doing it, but literally anyone else that can do that should do that, and that would be awesome to see.
I'm down with it because I pieced them up pretty good.
You see the bottom of their cage? How it is?
Yeah.
It's different from ours. You've seen the bottom of ours too, right? I wish I don't know how theirs gets like that. I guess it would go under, but I wish ours was like that. They're constantly making theirs better. But also one fight, man, Jake Ellenberger got his feet
caught in it.
Yeah, he stepped in that crack against Masvidal.
Oh,
yeah, he stepped in
break you.
And Masvidal just kept kept whooping his ass. What do you think about old Masvidal, man? Is he a good guy? Is he a scumbag? Where you at on him?
I think he's a scumbag.
He kind of seems
You have every opportunity to kick a boy's ass in the ring, and then you sneak him.
Yeah, and then
sneak
you go,
him in public.
And then you go mug him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he wanted to hop on board the AFC and like financially back it, I'd take it.
Oh yeah.
Man,
I mean,
you're the man, dog. But
I ain't gonna completely say that he's a scumbag, but he does some
some
questionable things. He's human.
He does some hood rat stuff.
He's human.
Like Leon Edwards, 3-piece and a soda.
Yeah. Leon wasn't gonna do nothing to him.
But he was also like, you ain't gonna talk to me crazy.
Yeah.
I like watching Masvidal fight, win or lose. I hate that he killed Darren Till's hype train. I hate that.
Yeah, he is a fun fighter to watch.
Yeah, man, he is. Yeah, he is.
But that all that situation there is something for me to say is get in the fucking gym.
Yes.
Like the way the world is these days, you have to get in the fucking gym. If I wouldn't have been training with y'all for those 2 or 3 months that I was, that would have went completely different. Man.
At any point in time, did you feel that guy and go, man, this guy's been training, or were you just like, he's grabbing my nuts?
He can box, man.
That's pretty cool.
He can box. I mean, he wouldn't like a pushover like I'm trying to say he is, but like I got him quick.
Yeah,
because I mean, you got to, but. That kind of makes me think about I got a couple of things pulled up right here I wanted to mention.
I bet that's Leland coaching him. I bet it is. I just don't see what else he'd be doing.
And I told that guy, I was like, man, you need to get in the gym if you want to run around doing this shit. I told him after the whole fight, I was like, man, you ain't gonna survive too many of those. I was like, I could have legally shot y'all there in my fucking.
What'd he say? You get a piece of shit.
Yeah. Trying to act like I'm a criminal. I ain't even got a fucking record, man. Look, I ain't got nothing.
Damn dope head.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think a lot of cops, and then I guess some bounty hunters are like that? Why are they just calling people doper guy?
Well,
like they ain't got a cousin or a brother in their family.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing the same thing. Why is that?
Well,
why is that the mentality?
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter wasn't a fucking junkie at one point. Like like I mean.
Well, he seems nice enough. Yeah, he runs them down, but then he's like, "Look, brother."
Yeah. He tries to give them pep talk or whatever.
I'm gonna give you a cigarette, brother.
Yeah. I think that's off the TV.
I can get that. I can see that.
Especially what he did after his wife died.
What'd he do?
Went on Dr. Phil crying about some woman that he was seeing before
they were there together.
They
were there together.
Yeah.
And he asked her to marry him on Dr. Phil, and she was like, "No."
Yeah, like
no. I can see that. I can see him being a scummy guy.
Good. Well, I mean, it kind of. I mean,
but you see him around here all the time. You'll see Dog at Santa Fe. Yeah, you'll see. There's people take pictures of them.
Well, he needs to go on somewhere because this ain't the area to be running up in people's houses.
No, it's really not. They'll walk up on somebody and get shot. Shot is the thing.
And if you do your job right, it wouldn't be like that.
No, just be an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to make cool TV and getting your ass kicked in the process.
But that makes you think about like I think it was the Stanford prison experiment where they got those students to be like they had certain students were the prisoners and certain students were the guards, and I think it was only a week or two experiment, and by the end of it, like the guards were already abusing their power. So
it was like 2 weeks,
and it was an experiment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just shows like how easy it is for people to take what little power they have and try to turn it into.
They tried to indoctrinate me at the jail.
Dictatorship.
Now I'm indoctrinatable in the sense of like if I watch too much porn, I'll do bad stuff. I can end up watching a lot of porn.
Porn is a bad thing for the soul.
It's not good at all.
It
and I had to stop. It ain't good. It'll make me say like I'm gonna do this. I'm like, well, no, you're not. What are you talking about? And it's just really bad. But at I'm indoctrinated. Yeah, I can be indoctrinated in that sense. Like it would have to be a visual thing.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I was at the jail, they tried to indoctrinate me in the sense of like, hey man, if your coworker gets jumped on and you don't swing, you're gonna get fired. People would come in that you could just tell they'd be like, damn doper. They'd throw mace under the door for no reason. If someone's locked up, you have no reason to mace them at all.
You've already detained them.
They're already locked. If someone's locked up and you know you have backup, so you big boy some guy and you like pop the door. Like
in words is another thing.
The door's
say
locked.
Whatever the fuck they want to.
Yeah, the door's locked. We already got him down, man. Leave it alone. And
that's not taking a hit at any police officials or anything.
There's great cops around here. I'm just saying the experience that I had. That's the whole reason I quit.
Yeah.
It just wasn't built for me. I'm like a pretty cool guy.
It's kind of like a cult.
Yeah. I'm a pretty cool guy. I get along with most everybody. And just because I wasn't the exact same way as what they were,
Well,
I
that's
wasn't
asking
cool.
you to compromise your morality, and
Yeah.
that's what society's asking people to do these days. And I think a lot of the whole leftist agenda is to make people more docile and easy to control.
So
And
where are you at on that? Most people would see you and assume you are leftist because of the hair and stuff.
Well, I mean,
Where are you
I'm
at,
for basic
really?
human rights, of course. I mean, that should be a common belief between everybody because that's basic shit. You know, you learn that shit when you're a kid.
Now,
Like,
basic human rights meaning what?
just everybody gets to enjoy the same pleasures as anybody else, you know?
They can live their life how they want to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as it's within the means of
It doesn't affect your life.
objective reality, you know, within the common belief, but I'm not going to. I don't really
That's a
want to
deep
get
one.
to
Well, let's do it a little.
can-
We got like 15 minutes. Let's get into it.
Well,
It's not. This is free form speech. No one's pushing an agenda. I'm just trying to hear what you believe.
yeah. Well, I don't know the whole gender thing, the whole people not being able to identify with, you know what I'm saying, like they can't figure out who they are or whatever, and the leftist is just to embrace these people. You know, of course you should embrace them. You should embrace everybody.
Bible says love everybody.
But you're doing more harm to them by affirming their delusions because you're not any third gender or anything. There's only we know there's only two, male and female. You know, that's pretty
Scientifically.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. So I mean, by definition, I am non-binary because I embrace the feminine and masculine aspects of myself. You know, so honestly, these people are going through an identity crisis because I hit it in my early 20s. I went through it myself, and they just don't know who they are, and they don't need people to sit there and tell them that, yeah, you need to continue believing these delusions that you're having just to make yourself feel better. No, what you need to do is heal. You got to heal and figure out who you are as a person, because gender don't define you, race doesn't define you, ethnicity doesn't define you. You are an individual as yourself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know.
Well, that was good. You was worried about saying that. That was good.
I mean, you just can't really deduce yourself to just
guy or girl or dragon.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I identify personally as a dragon.
That'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty dope. But if we're gonna, like, I've heard this said a couple of times, but if we're gonna, you know, let anybody choose their pronouns, then why can't I choose like my adjectives and, you know, say that I'm handsome, smart.
Yeah, how old I am.
Say that ain't
I identify as 65. I'm ready to retire tomorrow.
Exactly.
Let me out.
So there's no basis in reality for any of that. You know, and the reality is there's male and female, and you're one of those, and just because you have these feelings that are making you anxious, you know, you just need to work through it. Don't hop on this agenda just because it's being pushed in front of your face, and, you know, find who you are as an individual. You may find, to me, the best way to be is balance, and have that balance of feminine and masculine, so that once you need to be masculine in certain situations, because certain situations are going to call for, you know,
getting the door, fighting somebody if they attack your significant other.
And then other situations are going to call for you to be more understanding, more empathetic, more emotional. You know, there's times that you can think with your emotions, and there's times to think with rationale. And once you allow people to start thinking with their emotions, you're completely eliminate rational thought, because you're thinking with your emotions rather than your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not.
Yeah, because I don't think now. Hey, pointed at your own TV. I think if an adult wants to have a sex change and be male or female, that's one thing. What I don't think should be allowed at all, even for a second, I think it should be like a child abuse thing. Is someone letting their kid call themselves a boy or a girl, and then letting their kids have a sex change and stuff? Because, like, if you send, people's like, I don't know why they're bullying my kid, but if you send your kid to school and your kid's a little boy and he goes to school dressed as a little girl, I'm not saying that he deserves to be bullied.
No, but you're setting him up for that.
You should expect it.
Yeah, you already know that that's what's going to happen. And that's what I think a lot of it is a lot of people just didn't have enough attention as kids. And I know that sounds bad, but that's what it is. Like, we grew up in a generation where we was raised by our fucking grandparents. You know, like,
Why was
And-
everyone our age raised by our grandparents?
Because we didn't have parents. They worked, or some people just didn't have them. And I think that did a lot to this generation of having some place in the world. And I think that everybody's just
Why didn't my mom
jumping
love
on
me?
these, and they're jumping on these trigger policies and stuff that these politicians are pushing out so that they can feel like they're involved with something. You know what I'm saying?
Cut it down a little bit.
So
Now
that
that-
they feel that they're special. You not
Yes,
special,
yes.
but that they're
No, but
included
so they
in
can feel like they're
something.
involved in something. We're in a
Exactly.
movement. We're in this. We're in this.
Exactly. And
Somebody,
where we're at in history right now, technology is about to take over anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, and
well,
people
no one-
are going to be racist. People are going to be homophobic. People are going to be all this, and it's up to you if you get pissed off at it.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you let that control your emotions.
Yeah.
Like you have to be in control of your own emotions.
I
But
don't
the
think
sex change thing you was talking about, I don't agree with that because
Yeah.
I think it's self-mutilation.
Yeah, I don't think it should
And-
happen at all
And
to kids. Yeah, if an
And
adult
it's-
chooses to.
yeah,
and he's,
yeah,
like, trying
I'm
to talk to them,
completely fine with it, but I still think it's self-mutilation, and
Oh,
I
no
think
doubt.
that anybody that encourages that is a harmful person to other people because if you're going to encourage when somebody slits their wrist, you don't encourage
That was great.
them to go ahead and continue to do that.
No.
Like, I mean,
I like
It's
that. I
just-
think that's a good way to look at it. And I think some people, if they hear that, are going to be mad that you said it.
I know they are, but I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Again, if you're going to choose a certain way of life, even us, like my goal is to be, who I am, married to my wife and have kids. Some people don't give a shit about that. Oh, he's just pumping out kids. He's just having lots of kids. Well, I had a vasectomy, so I'm not going to have any more kids.
I'm done with that.
Yeah, but that's the goal. And as far as people needing to belong to something, like Will's in trouble now. We're not putting anything out about Will that ain't.
No, that's a
Hell,
boy.
Hell, it's in the paper. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's in the newspaper. He, as far as needing to belong to something, he, a lot of people, I say it all the time, I respect the mess out of people that can go to a factory job and work that factory job until they retire.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't
takes a lot, man.
know why, but man, I can't pick that up.
I'm not gauged that way myself.
If I had
have
to?
I'm going to have to figure out something like self-sufficient or something like that, some type of lifestyle like that, because I can't keep feeding the machine, man.
If I had to, I would, because I got my wife and kids. Just for me personally, I can't do it. I can't do the same thing in a gray building my whole life. And those people that do, man, I respect them so much. And I think that's a big reason that Will's in trouble is because, one, he quit coming to the gym, but two was like he had a goal, and then after he lost to Budka, a lot of people was riding that hype train. A lot of people was on Will's back, man.
It kind of derailed him.
Yeah, well, Budka's good, though. Budka's beating everybody. Budka's beating 2 people in a night. Budka's beating everyone. And he's going to be in the UFC next. I don't know what weight class he's going to be at, but he's probably going to run roughshod. And he's winning an LFA, which is like right below the UFC. That's a feeder league. He keeps winning, man. It's not hard for him to do. And Will lost to him, and literally before the fight was right as the fight was even over, people was just leaving, just sick. Well, you left your boy there by himself in one of the worst times of his life. You know what I mean? In the worst time of his life. Now, all those people that were around his back, sponsors, this. Did they ask for a photo op after? No. Did they message him? Hey, how are you, brother? You're all good, man. Don't you sweat. Probably not. Did they come to the after party? Hey, how's Will? No one asked me how Will was. Nobody asked me shit. What if Will had won that after party?
Everybody would have been there at
After
the after
party.
party throwing down.
Sparks. Wow. Will ain't cut out to work at a factory. And
That's a brutal part of the fight game too.
Mhm.
Like, man,
they'll dump on you.
you got to keep your own hype train going.
Got to
like,
keep winning, man.
and it's a hard thing.
He
to
could
do.
have beat Eccles. Eccles just won on Bellator, man. I'm not saying
I saw that kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying he would have beat Eccles. I'm saying he could have.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
he could have.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Will's a 1.5 feet taller. I've held pads for a lot of people, man. A lot of people that kick hard, punch hard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
He's a big old boy.
Will's the only person that ever kicked the pad and made me pee a little. I mean, I pissed on myself. I was like, "What
Oh,
the
shit.
hell is that? What is that?" Because he'll crack them, son. And I just, it's
He
terrifying.
don't even see his own potential.
No, he
man.
doesn't, and he's wasting it. It looks like things might go good. He might get to go to his place. I told Will,
Good.
this is what I
Good.
told Will, just as far as me not being selfish to brag on myself. I'd love to keep Will here training with me. I can push Will on the mats. I can do all this stuff. I do. When he shows up, me and him get good rounds.
Oh yeah.
I work him because, I want to be that good, that athletic and stuff. So I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm working hard. I'm going to get you a
Mhm.
little bit. So I really work hard. And I'd love to keep him
You
here with
do.
me and him run off AFC. He come out of my gym, all this stuff, right? But I told Will, I said, if I was you and you do somehow get to go to his place, if I was him, I would move to Opelika, which is where his place is.
Yeah.
I would just decide to leave everyone here. Because as far as people good for him here, it's like me and Tyler that are around him. His parents are great. I'm just talking about buddies that are good for him that he really sees. The only two people really giving him solid advice is me and Tyler. Everyone else is like, hey man, let's go smoke a rock. Let's go do some dumb shit, man.
You always come back and realize that those people were actually, sometimes when you're in those situations, you take it as straight criticism or attack a character.
No, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying like we want some good for you.
Exactly.
Because
and you realize that eventually who actually did want good for you.
He never took no money from me. Nothing, not a dollar. I gave him $300.
Yeah, you tell me about that.
He never took nothing.
Gave you all the money for every ticket.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's good people. But I told him if I was him, I would leave all these people here and they can suck it up. You're in Opelika. It ain't that far. But Opelika's got Cage Fit. Cage Fit has Treston Vines, who's like he's right behind Trevor in the rankings in Alabama. They got Anderson Silva that comes out for seminars. They've got Josh Barnett's coming up for a seminar. It's a good gym and they'd suck him right in, man. But he's got to dump these people off that don't give a shit about him, and that's hard to do, man.
It is, man, because I've been there in my life, and I had to cut a lot of people out of my life that I couldn't see you living it out, but like it was better for everybody involved, and sometimes you just gotta let people go. I
didn't think I'd ever tell fights bye, and as soon as I did it, I'm so relieved.
Exactly,
so
man.
Incredibly relieved. It's a weight off my shoulder.
And I hate letting go of friends, but like sometimes you just gotta make new friends, and your path in life changes.
Heck yeah. Now, have you always believed in God and Jesus, or has there been like a first in your 20s, you said you had an existential crisis, like a gender crisis, something, whatever you said.
Yeah.
Something to that extent. Were you watching a lot of porn in your 20s?
Yes, not necessarily, maybe? But I was a hypersexual being, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I had to cut out sex for like 8 to 10 years, like.
I did that, but not by choice.
From 18, I'd like to say that this wasn't by choice.
Yeah.
Nah. From about 18 to 28, I kind of and search within myself, try to find what was going on. And like I read a book recently that kind of affirmed a lot of the things that I had learned throughout my process of growth, and everything, and the power of the mind and neuroplasticity and all that. Like you can rewire your brain, and like if you have, because they did like a study with like these monkeys, they like severed something in their motor functions where they couldn't use their right arm. This is back when they could experiment
cut on that
animals.
monkey.
Yeah. And they couldn't use the right arm, but they could still use their left arm, and they'd always choose to use their left arm if they could, but they then strapped the left arm down that they could use and forced them to use the right one. And the brain rewired itself where those synapses and the neural connections allowed for the monkey to use its arm again.
Good God.
Yeah, so I mean, you can rewire your brain. It's mind over matter is real.
That's pretty awesome.
You're God within yourself.
If you think you're sick, you're gonna be sick.
That's where I yeah. That's where I think that the in his image thing comes in, with the whole Christianity belief. I'm open to a lot of everything, but like, mind over matter, man. Like you just gotta do it, man.
That's awesome. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's about like the Manson killings when they killed Kate and them. But it's such. Are you gonna watch it? You should watch it. I
probably will because I've always been interested in that, especially when I found out about the MK Ultra experiments. And shit.
Yeah.
Did they bring any of that up?
They didn't really bring that up. This is like a different take on it, but it's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in it.
Man.
Yeah, it's cool. Check it out. Give it a watch. Now, what do you mean by MK Ultra? A lot of people thought MK Ultra might have been what caused what. Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah. I don't know the whole thing.
Just say a little bit.
They said that Manson was part of the MK Ultra experiments where they tried to use the LSD to, control people's
teach your mind powers, kill goats,
turn them into, CIA sleeper soldiers and shit.
Good God! But why would you want to kill a coffee person? and the Tate lady. You know what I mean? Like they weren't political figures.
Publicity.
Oh yeah, and he was like writing Pig,
Mhm.
Death, dude. I watched George and Tammy over the weekend. Or over the last week. Me and Vicky been watching George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
Oh.
So good, so good.
Oh,
He
George.
stopped loving her today. It's so good. It makes
That's
you
some
cry.
of the best music, man.
It is. It really is. It was a different time, and he hated this modern pop country, man.
Good, because it's shit, man.
He was also like strung out though. I didn't know that. I thought he just got drunk one time.
No?
Yeah, everything. You know, have you seen where he got arrested on his John Deere Gator drunk?
Yeah.
He said, "Hell with you, man.
He cussed that cop out.
Fuck you, man. That's my Gator. That's my Gator." Well, nah, man, you can't be drunk in public driving. But no, he was on like cocaine. She died at 55. He died at like 76 or
Oh
something.
my God.
She had like 9 surgeries. She had one baby with him. And after that baby, it messed up her like uterus wall and stuff. So she had like 9 different surgeries. They had her on like regular medicine. Eventually, they had her shooting up Dilaudid. You know what I mean?
Man.
Because she was like, "What can you do to help me, man?" And they were like, "We got you, Tammy Wynette."
We got you, Tammy.
Damn,
Shoot
man.
this in your
Yeah.
leg.
And so like,
They gave her the Conor McGregor treatment.
yeah. So like they were the king and queen of country music at that time, you know. And,
Had to keep them going.
Yeah, man. And like, you know, they were gonna see him like, "Man, you're the best. I got you, medicine. Don't you worry, honey."
What about it?
And they ended up getting divorced. And they got divorced. I don't think they ever got back together before they died, but they was still like, they always had a thing for each other. But the way they said it was they were the first king and queen of country. They're the first 2 people together, right?
Yeah.
So he was always drunk as a skunk. She was doing her thing, right? Mad at him, for leaving, going out. He was sad because she'd kick him out and stuff. So that's how they wrote their music, back and forth. It was a constant toxic relationship.
Sounds country to me, by God.
Yeah, but so much good music came from it. And George in the movie, I don't know about in real life, but he told her, he said, they're going to take what we got and they're going to crush it. They're going to watch us out in front of them and they're going to take it away. And like, sure enough, they ended up divorced and stuff. And like, it just, for me, just watching the show, it kind of makes me realize how much he loved her. Because like, and not realize how much he loved her, but you got to think, if he loved her as much as the show lets on, he had to live 29 years without hearing her voice or seeing her again. Because like, man, the music, like back and forth is like, dude, like, y'all got to stop fighting, but damn, y'all love each other. Huh?
Yeah.
And that was the only way they could write it. I believe she only heard, he stopped loving her today. Like, he was like strung out of his mind, and he was like strung out, drunk in the
my God.
And his manager said, "Hey man, I want to get this song from you. I want your voice on it." And he goes, "It's about this guy that loves this lady so much that he can't stop loving her until the day he dies."
Oh man.
And so he's sitting there in the movie, in the TV show, he's like,
and that was after she passed away?
No. He made so he's in the place. He goes, "I can't sing." He's drunk. He's trying to get drunk, be possum, they called him, because he'd get drunk, go run around. And he goes, I can't do it, man. It's just too sad of a song. I can't sing it. I don't want to. He couldn't get it out. So he got drunk, went and laid down, right? That's apple pie I made. And so his manager calls Tammy. Thank you, sir. His manager comes in. His manager calls Tammy and says, "Hey, we need you to come in for a song." Said he won't sing it unless you sing it. She walks in. She says, "You got 30 minutes," because she's mad. And he sang, "He stopped loving her today," to her. Yeah, sung it to her, and she bawled, laughed. He's like, "I'm gonna get better.
I'm gonna get better." Oh my God!
They never got. She goes. She said, "I know you come see me in Georgette when you do." She left, man. They was never seen each other. It was awful.
That is crazy.
Such a good movie. Watch it. It's called George and Tammy. It's so good.
George and Tammy.
And give it a watch. And then my brother told me to tell you about me. I told you about me getting this car. So I already told him, Zach. Normally, I drive through my yard.
What's he say?
He said, "Tell him what happened in that yard next door."
Boy, what you doing out driving in your yard?
You shouldn't have been in your grandma's yard in your car. Yeah.
God,
that was good.
Shit car.
Speaking of need to blow on something, we're about to wrap it up. We've been over, and that's good. Better to go over than not.
I've enjoyed it.
It's been cool. So speaking of needing to belong to something, when all the Black Lives Matter protests started happening, and I'm not saying Black lives don't matter, Asian lives don't matter, white lives don't matter, blah blah blah. I'm in the group of no lives matter. We're shit. Man. We're just going to die and be dirt one day. Leave it alone. We don't care about you. You don't need, leave it alone. Everyone calm down. No lives matter. We're all going to die. That's just what it is. Kid lives matter, we could say.
Yeah.
But when the Black Lives Matter protests started happening, we get a message from Vicky's sister, Melissa.
Yeah.
Now, she prefers to be called Maz now. Well, I don't
Oh, that's her sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. What? Go ahead. What do you
Okay.
mean?
No, I just know. her.
Okay.
I just
So I don't know how. Like I don't see her enough to say her name. I've
Mhm.
only ever known her as Missy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see her, I'm just like, "What's up, Missy? How are
When
you?"
I say the pronoun stuff, I'm not being disrespectful or anything
Yeah.
toward anybody's. But you gotta do some searching within yourself and figure
Yes.
out. You gotta set some type of basis to your individuality, you know. And
Now, and if I was around her enough and she said, "Hey, I prefer to be called Maz," I just don't think Maz is a good name. I just don't. I see that as like almost a video game name. It's just hard for me to say.
and see, like
Now, if it was a different race, different name, like I've got what's Brianna's husband's name?
Who?
Brianna's husband.
Who's Brianna?
Brianna.
Oh, Brune.
Yeah, Varun.
It was pronounced Warren.
Yeah, Varun. Right now, for the longest time, they all said Varun. Right now, I can't help it. Y'all spent 2 or 3 years of my life calling someone Varun in front of me, and then you tell me no, it's Varun. Then they get mad at me. They're like, "Well, it's Varun." I'm like, "Well, no,
They got mad at you.
no, it's not like mad. It's Varun. I've been told that, but like you should have called him that in front of me for the
Yeah,
longest time because now all I know is Varun. That's just how I know it.
It's just
So
it's
I
just a
can't
habit
I
now.
can't change
I think
Missy,
they were just messing with you.
but I'm talking about Missy too. I'm talking about everyone.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
call you Melissa for 7, 8, 9 years, and then like, hey, it's Maz
Then
now.
you just expect me to instantly.
It's gonna be
change.
hard
It's-
to get to that. So anyway, she messages us when the Black Lives Matter protests are going, and we're like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to where'd she go?
Birmingham.
No, I think she was in. She might have been Birmingham. It might have been Atlanta.
It was where a big
I don't know.
protest
It
was
was
going on. Like they were in the streets
big.
Like
breaking
some Maryland
glass.
or something.
Yes, dude. And she was like, hey, can y'all watch? I think she might have said, can y'all watch my son a few days? Or hey, what are y'all doing or something? And we were like, well, no, we can't do any of that. What do you mean? What's going on? Everything okay? She goes, yeah, man, we're going to be a part of the revolution. And we're just like, we're not laughing at her, but yeah, I did 100% laugh at her because I'm like, what are you talking about? Revolution? You're breaking stuff. If you get maced, I'm going to laugh at you for breaking things.
If you're gonna start a revolution, you're gonna have to go to the head of the snake,
Yeah.
and we all know who that is. I think Kanye made that perfectly clear.
Who? What do you mean? No, tell me what you mean.
People running the industries. It's all the same fucking people. And
Okay.
it ain't the Jews. I'm not saying it's the Jews because they ain't the real Jews.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was
It
saying.
ain't the Jews. They're some of them are Jewish or claim to be
yes.
Jewish or have Jewish lineage, but it ain't Jews. It's just these people that have always had power throughout time. Like their family just keeps passing down the power to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Money's power.
So-
you know.
So like you said, you're not saying Jews are bad.
no,
You're
no,
saying
no,
you're saying because
absolutely
that's
not.
awful.
Yeah,
You're saying
absolutely.
the-
Going back to the Holocaust or whatever.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
saying because you do believe the Holocaust happened.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
some people
100%.
don't. They're like, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's
You're just so
they'll turn around and say Genghis Khan and all that happened though, you know, like
yeah.
killing 60 million people or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think I think Kanye's poorly spoken.
Yeah, that's all it is. He's on a spectrum. He's on some type of like autistic
or-
spectrum. Like he's a smart guy. He just don't know how to vocalize it. He don't know how to put shit.
I
in
told
words.
you who I thought I
But-
was.
Yeah,
A god.
yeah,
That's weird.
and that's. But what I was going back to saying earlier is like we all have God within us.
Yeah.
We do. We have God within us. That's where we get our good nature from. What could cause that? Because humans, by nature, our nature is to survive and survive by any means, right?
Yes.
So why would we have this contradictory morality to us if there wasn't a higher purpose or a higher power? In my eyes, and through my experience of life, like there's multiple times that I should have been gone, like,
Same.
and I just, not that I'm special or anything, but I still feel like I have a purpose to fulfill, you know.
I do too. I feel like
and-
God sometimes like, man, we got some stuff to do. You
And
just
it's too strong, man. Too strong. Too many people have the same, you know, correlating instances that happen, and it's
Well,
just.
you know anything about mushrooms?
Oh,
You ever read? There's a book you can read called like the mystical mushroom in the Bible or something, or the mystical mushroom and the cross or something similar to that.
I've read some.
I want to
watched
read
some
it,
YouTube videos.
I wanna read
you
it
know
and
how
listen to it.
reliable YouTube videos, but
but I was talking to. So I've ate mushrooms in the past a long time ago. I have a wife and kids now. I don't just get to eat mushrooms.
yeah.
And But when I would eat the mushrooms, and everything would get wavy, man. My phone, wavy. Books and stuff, letters I would try to read, wavy. Hieroglyphs, man. Hieroglyphs. There was one time it took me back to where I was a cave person. I was like, I'm a cave person. I was trying to figure out the point of my life, you know? And I got to looking around. I was like, oh, it's literally just take care of the people in my cave, right? But I say all that about the waves because Tyler told me, man, it's waves.
Mm-hmm.
Life's
It's
waves.
like a roller coaster.
There's going to be an up. There's going to be a down.
It's the process, man.
Down, yep. And with the fights, gym, parenting, friends, sometimes you way up, son. I've been way up, I've been way down. And sometimes, man, some people stay on that same wave with you. Like, no, we're cool, man, we're riding this out. And it's a wild thing to see.
It's a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it really is.
And if you're conscious within those moments of like hard times and stuff, you're going to learn something because there's something there that you're missing.
Yeah.
There's something there that you need to know about. And
You're supposed to go through it or you'd be dead.
And I'm not saying like everything's like predetermined or predestined or anything because I feel like we still have an aspect of free will to everything. But there's some things that happen to test, I guess, your faith and your ability to push on and persevere, you know. And I believe it's by design, and I feel like it's to make us better people for the future. And then eventually you got to pass that down to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So, and you got plenty of kids to pass down your legacy, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
that's what we're trying to do, trying to leave a legacy
exactly,
for them, man.
Exactly.
All the time. Well, man, this has been an awesome talk. We're going to shut it down. We went over. I got to go pick up groceries with the wife. We'll do it again because the conversation gets better every time.
Yes, exactly.
The setup's better now.
I love it, man.
Yes, bro. It's going to keep it better. Ryan, I thank you for the time. Where are you at in 5 years, man? What do you think you're doing?
Living off the grid somewhere and training.
Yeah, need to be.
I don't know. Really, man, I'm just going to play it by ear and just let life come at
Can't
me,
beat
man.
that. I'm trying to move to the snow.
Are you?
I want to move
You
to the
going
snow.
down Alaska?
Alaska's a little cold, a little far. Oh, real quick before you hop off here, my granddad told me a story one time.
Yeah.
My granddad's got a lot of crazy stories, but they were in Alaska. Now, liquor don't freeze, right?
Yeah.
Liquor don't freeze. But in Alaska, things get cold. Way colder than anywhere else in the world. Like negative 100 or some crazy thing. So, guy that my granddad was working with took his liquor and put it under his car seat. That way in the mornings, now he'd never been to Alaska. This is like his first trip when he was working. So that way every morning, hey, it's cold. Now I got me a nip. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So he goes out there, real cold morning, gets to work, realizes he's cold, man, pops the top. It like freezer burn his throat.
Oh my God.
Died. They found him in his car, man, because liquor don't freeze. It was just going to keep getting cold like that. Like freezer burned his throat, man. Dude died. Crazy, yeah? Crazy. In Alaska. I only thought about it because you told me about Alaska. Imagine that. I'm going to get me one. Get me a little shot of that whiskey, mama. You be safe now.
Oh my God.
Life can be over quick. No reason, nothing, man. I really did enjoy talking with you today. I appreciate the
Me
time.
too, bro. Can't wait to
Zachary
do it again.
McAlpin is our guest today. Zach, you have won absolutely nothing. I'm telling her, Melinda, you wrecked your car in her yard.
I got some pennies in the car you can have, man.
Ryan saw it. Ryan saw that
I got you back.
you
boy.
wrecked the car, so she's going to be pissed.